Hey, welcome back to the table. So I had an epiphany about one thing that's been bothering me about this game. And when you're drawing these butt cards while they're at war, you if they're at war, you have to resolve the text at the bottom. So if they declared war on an NPR and have them completely destroyed, and they draw a card that says military on the bottom, the military flowchart basically tells them to do nothing. And that always bothered me, and I used to ignore it and just do the text on the top. Well, I just realized that I need to revert back to the first flowchart, and basically they're just going to score points. So that's their reward for conquering their enemy early and drawing more military cards, is they're just going to score points. So we're going to handle that way, and I think it'll work out just fine. Um, so there'll be a slight change in how you've seen me play. I think that is actually a more accurate way to do the play, and I need to switch to the proper team. Let's go to red. And yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. The first player is going to be the Mamluks. So 9, 12. Here's their cards. Look at their situation. They're looking very solid. They don't have any unrest, I don't believe. Checking their overseas stuff. No, they're doing quite well, in fact. So they're going to do a spy. So we're going to roll a die for them. And a 2 is, I believe, highest tax, highest points. I always get these backwards. Okay, highest points. Well, that's Spain. And Spain has 1, 2, 3. So actually a fourth one over here. So they are going to roll. 2 of them revert, and they lose a cube. They will revert this one and this one. So it's funny. They've been rolling really well. Okay, so they did their spy action, and now we move to Venice. Venice the Menace. They have an unrest. I'm pretty sure they can do that, and I just realized I need to draw cards. So let's finish this unrest action. There's one. I think that was their only one, but they're still going to do it. So technically speaking, I was supposed to draw that subjugate card. I'm sort of okay with not drawing it, but let's look at our situation. All of our advisors are healthy, which is good. I need a military advisor. I do need a Diplo one. I have a +3. I don't know if it'll last. I am going to draw one from each. 1, 2, 3. And look at that. I got a subjugate anyways. One with a really nice advisor on it. I did not get a military advisor though. Okay, so oh, we have to pay 6 ducats. We're at 12. Alright, let's keep going. Venice is done. The Ottomans are going to start off with military action. No, they are not. They're going to start off with a defend. They do have double, so they won't be recruiting. And they're going to move over to here. And they won the battle, so they get a cube back. But a military might be in their future. They got a couple claims out. Okay, France. They for sure have to do this. That siege is going to cost them 2 cubes. So that's done. Castile. They have to defend. And they can use their ship to go straight to here. And that is going to be a battle. They're not recruiting because they already have double the strength. So they didn't need to recruit. And they win the battle. They get a cube back. And now we get to figure out what to do. So there was a lot of writing on the wall that we need to start moving towards the East Indies. We have a lot of missions for that. We have this pirate we need to kill. So explore actions, pirate actions. Let's get our stability up. There's a lot to do, Scooby-Doo. So I think the first thing I want to do is kill the pirates. So I'm going to do a military action, and our naval, we're going to do a naval battle against this. And if we win, we get a cube back, because it's a battle. Alright, so in our case, I have 3 heavy ships. They automatically hit. I don't need to roll, but they do get to roll theirs, and they do hit. So heavy ships need to go into port in order to repair. So the heavy ships don't automatically repair themselves, the way I understand it. And so I think I have to somehow mark this thing as being damaged. See, yeah, that's all it says. Useless. This is so useless. People on Board Game Geek talk about how great that player aid is. It is not good. I mean, I've seen a lot worse, don't get me wrong. For each double result you rolled in the final round of battle, convert 1 enemy casualty from that round into a captured ship. So I should roll my dice. I didn't roll any. The enemy gets to decide which ships are captured. That's good to know. This is not anywhere on the player aid. See, nowhere on here does it say what to do with your ships that can take damage. So I'm going to go here, and let's look at the heavy ship. Heavy ships can take 2 hits before being removed. Indicate that it's been damaged by laying it on its side. It will immediately be repaired if its fleet ends its turn or round in a friendly port. So it's considered to be damaged. So I am understanding that correctly. So what we'll do is we'll just do that to show that it's damaged. Okay, so Austria's turn. They will defend, and then they're going to recruit. And they only get 8 or 9 of these. With 1 recruit action. And yeah, they're going to deploy. And because there's enemies, they can't just deploy right where the enemy is. So they have to deploy next to the enemy. In their own territory. So they will do that. Poland. It's actually looking great. They're going to do an event right off the bat. So let's roll the die. They're going to do event number 2, which is the spice trade threatened, the Venice one. These all move over. Oof. Oof. Okay, so outfit Muslim Corsairs. Oh, they're not doing that. They're doing this one. Expand the Adriatic Sea or the Alexandria for free and gain a cube. So who's doing this? This is Poland. Let's give them their cube while I'm here. So they usually always take the first option. So it's going to be the Adriatic Sea. Doesn't necessarily benefit them that a node is expanded, but somehow, some way, if I ever use Adriatic Sea, it is nice to know that it's an expanded trade node. Yeah, and that's it for them. I need to look at this one again. This provinces with on them provide half their normal strength. Okay, so there's nothing lost. It just makes it easier to conquer provinces. Okay, yeah, I guess that's thematic. Alright. Moscow. They're going to defend. They don't need to recruit. They are currently on... They would not be on the board. This is safe. So it'd be off the board, and then they would plop here. Sorry for that. Denmark. Okay, they're going to spend a cube. And they do have unrest right here. So it's going to flip back over. Back to the Mamluks. Sorry. We're going to do a naval action. They're not at war with anybody, so they could finally come back in here. There are pirates, so they will not be drawing a trade card. Mamluks, or I'm sorry, I just skipped Venice, but we'll finish this turn. Boy, I'm sorry. Venice will be doing diplomacy. That's something they need to do. So here's the situation. All 5 cubes are here, all 5 cubes are here, all 5 are here. So they get to remove 2. And they're going to roll a die. They're going to remove from whoever has the highest score. So Castile's going to lose their 1 cube. And if we look at the score, Moscow and then France. So France will lose their 1 cube. And then Green gets to add 2 more. So they need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cubes. But then they have to subtract 1 for every other cube. So that 11 goes to 10, 9, 8, 7. They're literally 1 cube away from being able to annex Naples. So, believe it or not, our 2 cubes sitting there are actually what's preventing them. Oh, that's so funny. I made the comment that they were worthless cubes. Okay, we already took their turn. France, I think, is at least semi-decent again. They will do an unrest action. They definitely need to. This is their top spot, so that action I did was worthless. Castile has to siege. Now it's back to us. We got a million things to do. I do have to spend... I think I have to spend a cube to bring my ship into dock. Let's figure this out. Yeah, I think I have to do a naval activation. See right there, it's a naval activation to undock. Let's look it up again. Or friendly port. Yeah, so we can dock our ships. So that costs a cube to do. That's the problem. I'm feeling okay with it the way it is. This was dead, by the way. So I think the whole goal of that is... I do have to pay off some debts here. So let's do a trade action. So 1, 2... 3. So we do have North America, and I have Antilles. I can get 14 ducats. And in fact, that's the only one I could really use. I could possibly use North Sea, but I don't want to. So yeah, I have the Antilles, which counts as 2 trade power. And then I have 3 ships there, which puts me to 5, and my merchant makes it 6. So we will get 14 ducats. And there's nobody else there, so I don't have to worry about the AI. So 10. I'm going to do 15 and then -1. Alright, that's really good. Moving on to Austria. They will defend. Battle. They lose 1. Poland. Unrest. Flippity. Wow, they actually have a lot. Moscow. Defend. Nothing. Denmark. Convert. Oh, I don't know if they need to convert. They're good. So they will focus for 1 cube, and they're going to gain 2. And it's eco. Ah, come on. I just earned 14 ducats, didn't I? I didn't get 15. Or did I get 16? Nope, I got 14. Oh, man. So they're going to get 5 points. Nuts. Okay. Mamluks. Diplomacy. They are going to try to annex one of these allies. This is the next one. I think they choose the largest one. They don't have enough cubes, so they're going to do 2 more cubes. And then they check for an alliance, or sorry, a marriage. That is not a marriage, that's 2 more cubes. So they're up to 5, 6, 7 cubes. We'll check it next time they do a diplomacy. Venice. That's what they needed right there. 1, 2, 3 cubes. They're going to get to remove 2 from other players. I'm not sure it even matters anymore, but we'll roll. So in this case, they're going to remove the 2 with the highest income. I have 24, for example. France has 30. So France for sure loses theirs. And then between me and Austria, Austria has 13 plus their imperial authority, not enough, so I lose the other one. And we don't have to put the Venice cubes out. We do, actually. But basically, they have 2 more cubes now. So they're going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to leave 2 cubes there because I was supposed to put 2 cubes out. 6, 7, 8. And then they're going to lose 2 more because we have 2 more cubes there. So 1, 2. So all these cubes get lost for them. And that is a huge swing for them. So I'm going to just pick up all these tokens. Put them back. And then this alliance token is going to go away. Same with this. And Venice just annexed Naples. That's a large town. Here's some small towns. Alright, we know they had 8 towns worth of stuff. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they annexed here for 6. Did they really have this for 7 and 8? Or did they take over Rome? If they had Rome, that's a large town. So that means they lose another cube. Okay, I pulled up my other videos just because I thought I was going crazy. It is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did calculate it correctly and knew that was another big city. I just didn't realize it at the time. So these 2 go back. And that cube comes back out. We paid it properly. Okay. That was a big, big move for them. They score 3 points for that, too. Alright, now it's the Ottomans. Some military, too. I guess I forgot to take this away from the last round. We knew this was coming. And yeah, they got a lot of claims. So let's roll, see which claim they trigger, if any. Claim 2 is this one, which shouldn't be there anymore. That should have flipped. I think I forgot to resolve that end of war, so they scored 1 for the victory and then 2 for removing the claim. So we didn't roll anything there. I'm realizing something that I may not have done. And then it slipped my mind when I was cleaning up the claim thing. Give me a second. I need to recollect my thoughts. I know I need to figure out who they're going to war with. That's not the issue. I realized I didn't resolve this war, but right before that happened, there was another thought. I was like, oh shoot, I gotta do something. And I can't remember what that something is. Let me pause and see if I can come back. I sat here for 5 minutes. I couldn't think of it. So we'll just keep moving. So Claim 2, like we said, was an unresolved war from the last round. So nothing happens there. So we're going to have to roll and see where the battle's going to be. It's a 2, the owner of Constantinople. It's about time. They should have taken them out. Turn 1. Alright, so Constantinople does have +1. Their army is already on the board. So I think we already spent the 2 cubes. They are going to spend 1 to recruit. And yes, they will march in this turn because they're not off map. And Constantinople is size 2 town, but this makes it a 3. They do 3 hits. They maximize the hits. And I take it back. They're going to roll more than 3. They're rolling a 4th one and a 5th one as well. So 2 more. Wow. Well, they took out 4 of them, but it's not going to be enough. They are still defeated. Now we go to France, who has less cubes than spent, so they're going to be doing an event. So they're going to do smallpox. Place a token in the area on the America map which is adjacent to... Yeah, it just makes it so they're not strong. So basically, like, we could put the token on Mexico, which makes Mexico and Central America half strength. And so it would only take 2 armies instead of 4. Or if they wanted to conquer us, they could do it to us. And then, we would have half strength in terms of our ability to generate troops. I'm honestly not going to do anything, because France is not in the exploration game at the moment. This occurs against anybody that's at war, which is going to be the Ottomans. And that was really a very uneventful event for them. I mean, it does have an effect. It's just not an effect that benefits them. Alright, so we move on to Castile. They're going to try to convert, which I think is going to be big for them. This area here, they can convert this, because even though they don't control it, Portugal is also Catholic. So Catholic goes down, and they score 2 points. So no more unrest there. And they do have to spend a cube. Alright, now it's back to us. We got a million things to do. We have Explorer, we have Stability. I think... So like I got the cannons here. The Janissaries. You know what, when I took this, I don't know if I ever took a cube, but that's okay. It was a million years ago. This one is actually a good one, text-wise. You get to ignore 2 unrest for religious dissent, and you get to reroll rebel dice twice. The church attendance duty is a decent one. Hold on, I thought I had bureaucracy. I'm pretty darn sure I had bureaucracy. We've been doing this the whole game. I'm looking at whether I want to play this card. That's what I'm trying to evaluate. And do I want to play it to take church attendance duty? So all my next set of stability actions will be less expensive, but it cost me 4 cubes to get this. Or should I just do something like cannons, which cannons are just great because you can siege size 2 towns for 1 cube. But the thing is I won't get the extra point for that one. I need 15 ducats. I need to own, which means I need colonists. That's going to be a while. My missions. I need another trade node. I need to own 4 towns. Yeah. So now it's just a question of what's the right order here. If I do a cannon, I get a free troop. There's never anything wrong with that. But do I need one now? You know what? France could declare war on me at any moment. So I'm going to do revolutionary ideas. I'm going to forego the extra point. So that spends 2 of these cubes and 2 of these. And we're going to take cannons. Now in doing so, that gives them a point, but we get 2. And we automatically get a free cannon. So I add an artillery to our army. Also, I have 26 ducats. This is 6 times 4. I'm going to get rid of all of our debt for 24 ducats. Alright, let's move to Austria. They are going to siege. So they lose a cube. I'm wondering if I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I never gave them a cube when they won that last battle. Poland. Ooh, military. Do they have any claims? No, come on, declare war on another player. That's all we ask for Christmas. Three. Prussia. They... Oh, yes, yes. That is exactly... Well, actually, When it's an opponent player, they don't declare war right away. What they do instead is they drop a claim in Prussia. And then the next time it comes up, they'll declare war. So it takes a little bit longer for them to declare war on another actual player realm. If that was an NPR, it would have been instant war. Alright, Moscow needs to siege. So, done. Denmark. They're going to focus. Looks like politics. Mamluks. Doing an idea. Six and 5. Oh, wrong thing. Six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Venice. They have spent more cubes than they have. Okay, so Venice. Oh, they were doing an event. 4. So that means they're going to do an opponent's event. It'll be this one. They will gain a cube. Okay, so since they're doing an opponent, it's going to be B. The Mamluks gain a light ship in the Indian Ocean and may take a free trade action. They gain 1. The Mamluks will always take this. Oh my gosh, they already have a light ship there. So they don't do that. Bots never have more than one ship in a particular ocean. And we'll do a free trade action. So it is gold, which means none of us are doing anything here. But that would have gotten us our credit there. Okay, that was Venice's turn. This was the free trade action that the Mamluks took. So now we're moving on to the Ottomans. They're at war, but they have less than 4 cubes. So they are also going to try to pass. See, we're running out of turns, folks. Everybody's trying to pass here. So they rolled a 6, which means they're going to take their own, and it's there. Oop, there's ours. Look at that, and more unrest. In Northumbria. Holy cow, this is that good. Or I can build 3 ships at half the cost. Alright, I know what my turn's going to be. So, they're doing Janissaries demand pay. Pay troops now. Ottomans must add unrest to any town in a hostile area where they have Ottoman units. Technically, they have unrest already. Well, they haven't sieged. I'm sorry, they would siege. That's what would happen. They're not doing the event yet. So thankfully I didn't do the money yet, but that's the situation at the moment. Alright, France is going to try to pass. And they may have already, yep, they are passing. So I can't declare war on them, but not that I was going to try to. Castile still has another event left in them. They're going to do a naval. Let's see, they want to cover their own home ports. They have home ports all the way to here, which is valid. They won't do New World unless it tells them to. So now it's just a matter of, are they going to go here, which does make sense because it's between two, or they're going to try to go here, but that's not between two. So they will go here to the Eastern Mediterranean. Unless they have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that's... They do have a 5th one there. Alright, let's see. They do... Oh, main map. So they did not have one on the main map. If they did, they would have just checked for pirates. Okay, so now they got to do the check for pirates. And there is one pirate right here. So they won't draw a trade card. And that's the Ottomans. Now we go to the French. I'm sorry, that was Castile. Now we go to us. So I'm thinking I got at most 2 turns. I know my event card's coming, which is fine, but I could just do something else for now. I also know I'm going to get a free stability bump, so what I'm going to do is see, I have to adjust the action cost by the current stability. So it costs me 4 stability. 1, 2, actually it cost me 3 stability to move this up to +1. And if I get this bump for free, then, because that would have cost me 3 + 1 is 4. Now this one will still cost me 5 cubes, but it is what it is. And I at least want to bump it up once before they I get the free bump from the event, and at least make the free bump a more expensive bump. And what's interesting is I got another copy of that card, which if I can get up to 3 stability I may not necessarily need, so I can use it for the advisor. I got 2 of these, which I'm not sure what to do per se. I could theoretically put out a general now that I'm starting to get a decent amount of cubes, but I'm just going to wait. I have a ton of explore actions I want to do. I also want to bring my ship to port. We also want to spend 5 cubes to get, or actually I did get cannons already. Yeah, anyways, lots to do, not enough time. Let's move on to Austria. They will do a defend action, and they get to move over here now, and it initiates a battle. Nothing happens, but they gain a cube for winning the battle. Poland. That's right, they had a military card. I don't think they have any unrest. They don't. So they're going to focus politics. So we're going to spend a cube here. Take politics. Moscow is going to do a military action. Now this is an interesting one. I don't know if they have any claims. They have a core. 2 cores out. And that's it. So let's roll a die. The owner of Kazan, they already have it. And then the owner of Tambov, I want to say they have that too, but we'll see. Nope. It's the Golden Horde. Alright, so this is one where they do declare war. because it's not a player realm. And so the capital is, I believe, here. And they would spend a cube to recruit. Now we go to this one. They still have cubes left. They can't convert, but they're going to focus politics. So they're going to spend one more cube, and they're going to get 2. And I think they already have a token up here. They do. They're going to grab the politics one, so by the time we get it, it's going to be worthless. Mamluks have spent more than they have. So they're gonna do an event. So they would do their own, and since they can't, they're gonna do this one. So they get 1 cube for that. These all move over. Alright, so Imperial Intervention, they're going to gain 1 cube. The Austrian Empire moves up 1 power. And I know I haven't been really caring much, but they count as influence cubes for Austria, but we're just throwing them out there. Select 1 or 2 areas adjacent to the Emperor's realm that are not core province of the owners. Each of those areas, 3 unrest, 6 rebels, no more than 4 in one place. And if you're an EHRE member realm, exhaust 2 to gain 2. So this is the Mamluks. They're definitely not HRE. So the things they want to target are things like this. So this is the HRE, and this is adjacent to the HRE. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then the idea here is that they may end up losing them. And then this is another example, but it's been cored. So that one won't work. This is an example, and it has not been cored. But this one, see, these have now left the HRE. So these are now considered adjacent to the HRE. However, Central Italy is adjacent to Venice, which is not HRE. Well, actually, this part is. So this is a great question. It's technically adjacent because there's a port here. So I don't know, should we be flipping over France? Because these are not core. But these 2 are not core either. Now this one's inside the HRE. That's why I'm a little on it. But the Pomerania ones are also not core, but they're inside the HRE. So that's the issue. So it's either this or I'm just flipping Burgundy. Capital. And I'm leaning towards this. So we're going to do F, F, and P. Like that. And then, rebels are coming. And so, for lack of a better thing, I'm just going to put 3 in each. I mean, you can't do more than 4, and I don't know how we would be determining this for the bot, so I'm just going to do 3 in each. And France already passed, so this is a huge blow to France. Alright, so Mamluks are doing some damage. Venice. Or was that Venice's event? No, it was the Mamluks. Okay, so Venice has 6 cubes. Venice is going to pass, which will get them 2 cubes. Because they're the second to pass here. Alright, now we're going to go to the Ottomans, who will now do an event. 6 is their own, which is this one. Oh, we got to do attrition here, and then blue and orange. So I got to do a couple of things before we, from the last card. So for the attrition, the Ottomans are going to lose a unit. The blue and orange, there was blue here, but this is blue. So they're expanding. And I would say they're going to go here. Because that's a C, that's also a C. They would go here into Shirvan. And then as far as war, I don't think anybody else is at war. Oh, Moscow is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, now we're going to do this one. So they chose their own. Pay troops now. Ottomans must add unrest to any town, which is Constantinople. It's already there. Actually, they got to add unrest to this town too. Then they gain 1 if they have the Tertios idea. They do not. Only Moscow does. So it wasn't a very eventful thing for them. But they're done. France already passed. Castile spent more cubes than they have. So they will be grabbing an event. We don't want them to grab ours. Come on. They're drawing a 6. Theirs is not there, so they're taking this one, which has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. They still only get 1 cube for that. These guys got a cube for theirs. Alright, so that's coming over. Alright, so they lose 1 and gain 1, so that doesn't matter. They're going to choose A, the sacking of Moscow. Place 4 rebels and 2 unrest to towns in Moscow and Ryazan. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 rebels. Ryazan. I didn't mean to do that. Ryazan is there. And that's Moscow. Okay. That actually hurts them a bit. And then this is native unrest. So everybody loses a colonist. And we gain an unrest out here. So they gain 1. And for example, I gain 1. These guys also gain 1. I do, with my stability going up, I'll be able to, alright, it's our turn, and we are for sure taking our card, so that's 4 ducats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to bring it back over here because she's going to be our new ruler, and she's awesome. She has a 3, 4, 3. How fantastic is that? I don't need to put, well, yeah I do. Because if it ever does go over more than 10 ducats, they really should get 2. Pluses are getting sick. I need to be mindful of that. There are going to be nobody else getting sick. Elizabeth is a plus. So one thing I could possibly do is wait and hope that they'll take this one. Because this is an awesome ruler. And for her to get sick right away, I know this is really risky. I I would love to gain the stability and get ducats equal to the number of deployed light ships, but I need the bots to take this one first. And I think it was like this. Just like that. Oh man, that's really risky, but I don't want her getting sick. That's more important than getting the money for the ships. So what I'm going to do instead is, since it's my turn, I could do another trade action. Yeah, let's do that, because I need money. And the English channel is upgraded, so let's see if we can get an upgraded something here. We got North America again, but I can't use that. And I did not get the English channel. This stinks. I can do North Sea. I have Lancashire and Northumberland. Because I am allowed to move a ship. Oh, there's a pirate there. I'm allowed to move my merchant up there. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to choose none. What a waste. We do get 2 ducats for it. So it puts me at 4. Wow, what a horrible turn. Okay, Austria is going to have to take an event. This is the part I'm worried about. There's a lot of players that's going to be taking events here. And they took ours. Oh my goodness. You jerks. There was a 1 out of 6 chance that they were going to take ours, and they took it. Okay, so Unrest and 2 rebels are going to go in Northumbria. One unrest, I'm sorry. 1 unrest. And then they will choose B, so we don't get this. I may build up to 3 ships at half cost. And they still chose her before this got chosen, so she's gonna get sick. That's horrible. I should have just picked her. I will pay the cube to do whatever it said there. I have to pay a cube to develop a small into a large. So I will do that. And I'm going to make it this one. Alright, that was Austria. Oh man, Austria wasn't supposed to draw an event. I'm sorry. I gotta undo all this. Take the cube back. They're sieging. Alright, so our hopes and dreams haven't been shattered yet. I am going to spend the 1 cube to upgrade the small to a large, so I'm not going to change that. And then this happens no matter what, so I'll leave that there. But I am going to hold on to the hope that she's still alive. This is not drawn yet. Situation is like this at the moment. Alright, Austria did not try to pass. They had to siege. That was my fault. They still keep going. They're doing a diplomacy. And this is interesting. They don't have cubes anywhere. So wherever they try to do diplomacy, it's brand new. Alright, they're going to do one. Owner of Silesia. I think that's Bohemia. Yep, it is. Oh, they do have cubes there. So actually, we got to backtrack a little. They have an alliance. Bohemia is a strength 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half, which makes it 6. They don't have enough cubes to annex them. So what they're going to do is they add 2 more cubes, which they're going to add here, and then they're going to check for a royal marriage, which achieves. So now they're going to add a marriage to. Then we got Moscow. They still get to take actions. Oh yeah, well, first of all, they're at war, and then they have this, so they're actually defending. And there's 4. They still have doubles, so they won't recruit, and they're gonna move in.
I'm good. If you want to fight me on sea, though, I get like plus 20 melee attack.
All right, so they're gonna fight against 4. Oh my goodness. Those rebels did a number on them. So 4 hits. They did at least get them. I don't have these here yet. I'm leaving them there. Denmark still has a turn. Diplomacy. Who are they gonna...
Also, you guys know like that one river in...
Well, it looks like they got 3 cubes here, so yeah, they're gonna add a cube and an alliance with Riga. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's just a 1 province thing, but that's where the cubes are. So Mamluks are going to pass if they haven't already. They gain a cube.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be a troll on that river.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going to take another action. Convert. I think they... Oh, they can't.
No. The dinosaurs are gonna...
They wanted to convert here, but they lost all the... They need roads. Oh, man. So instead they're going to focus on politics, which... They still need to pay their cube. Then they're going to get 2 cubes. You mean to tell me I don't have one over here for them? I'll just take this one. Alright, so they're going to gain a point. Ottomans. They are at war, but they're basically done.
Okay, but like, I'm actually not good.
They're taking an event. The Ottomans are.
I don't know how to do that.
And I am verifying. Yes, they have less than 4 cubes. Alright, so don't roll a 2. That's good. That means they're going to take their own.
Because I know how to play those. Those are the only guys I know how to play.
So they're taking religious turmoil. What the heck happened to the stack of cards that was here?
Yeah, I saw that because you can recruit them from day 1.
So funny.
They're the best. Well, they're already like they're mid-game units normally. So
Okay, so this is the Ottomans. Affects all Catholic PRs that have 2 or more Protestant areas and all Protestant PRs that have 2 or more Catholic. Each effective PR gains 2 unrest and must add 4 troops in one of their affected areas,
I I know how to
and
do
1
this in
unrest and 2 in another.
the battles. This is not an issue.
They may pay 4 to research tolerance. Alright,
Because
so the first
I'm
one
like
is
that dude
France. They have Protestant,
that dude who plays
so they're going to gain 1 unrest. They can choose, since it's their choice, so they would choose that one. But they're going to gain 1, 2, 3, 4
except that Drake you're
rebels.
so frick you.
And yes, they will pay 4 cubes to research tolerance.
Very disrespectful.
And that gives them 2 points. But Spain and Moscow each get 1. We got to keep going though. Austria is definitely going to be hurt. So
You know what I do think we
this
should
is the one that's Protestant, so they'll gain 1 unrest.
Mystic.
And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gang up on Mystic. I'm like equal distance.
Alright, we're just going to lay there. They also have 4 cubes,
I'm
which
like,
is crazy because they need it to take their towns back, but they won't do it.
no, more like
Because they always accept the options. And they're going to gain tolerance for 2 points. Nobody else scores now, because after 3, nobody gets bonus points anymore. So, boy, Austria got hammered from that. I don't think anybody else has a Protestant tolerant, or Protestant, oh, I'm sorry. Poland does. So that flips, and they gain 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Poland cannot afford tolerance. That was brutal. The Ottomans are doing this to them hard. And then another area, but it's only if there's another affected area. I don't think. Yeah, Austria doesn't have another infected area, so they got lucky there. Whew. Okay, then the rebel's going to happen. Protestant's going to spread, and the pluses get sick, and we are home free now. Assuming we can still draw the card. Because the pluses are going to get sick, and now we can grab it. So it is working out for us, and my pouting was well deserved. Alright, so this is still one giant cluster. It is going to spread. And we got an L, L, S. Here's an F, but we're not next to them. R, S, L, V. This is a C. I would say it's going to go here. Yeah, it's going to go down here. And I want to say we were supposed to score these. Yes, we were. We were supposed to do this in between the rounds. My apologies. So, the good news is nothing's changed there. So, let's refresh. This is the thing I remembered. That's right. This is what I remembered when I was telling you I need to pause when I was taking the Ottoman's turn. So, 1 point per tax income for a town there. 1 point for being the only player. And 1 point if there's any alliance or marriage there. And then we'll deal with the special rules later. Okay, so let's go through each area. Venice gets 1 for its tax, and 1 for being the only one there.
So, wait, okay, so just to get this right.
So 1 for the tax, 1 for being the only one there, and so that's 2 points for Venice. Okay. Then, Dalmatia is 2 more points for Venice.
Oh, okay.
And then Bosnia, Croatia, nothing. Here,
Well, I mean, you should always be able to. Because you can move it.
that marriage was always there. So 1 point for Poland. And then Poland gets 3 points, and then one more for being the only one there, so that's 4. And then this is 5, 6, 7, and then one more for 8. So Poland's going on a tear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that covers all the areas. So then we're going to do the special rules. The player with the highest total units in the battleground area scores 3. That's going to be Poland. If Ottomans or Austria have less than 6, and Poland less than 4, they lose 3. So Poland's going to get 1, 2, 3 for having the most. They're not going to lose. Ottomans and Austria need to have 6, and they don't have any. So Austria loses 3, and then the Ottomans are losing 3. Alright, this was supposed to happen last round, and now we got the Holy League. So this is supposed to be happening now. So let's just pick up all the pieces. And I'm just going to drop it here. Alright, so my apologies for not remembering to do this. Alright, so it says Algiers, Tunis, Palestine, Aegean Sea. Now this would have impacted like the Ottomans declaring war, but Constantinople was still an excellent choice. So I'm not going to retcon that. Aegean Archipelago, Serbia and Albania. And then Hungarian Plain and Crimea. So the goal here, only score points for alliances you have with realms of your own state religion. If Castile, Austria, or Ottomans have towns in less than 2 of these areas, they lose 3. I sort of like this power struggle deck. It really does add a lot. Okay, so the only thing that would have been different is, yes, the Ottomans would have tried to attack this or this instead of Constantinople. But to be honest, Constantinople was still an excellent choice. Okay, that was the Ottomans' turn. France has already passed. Castile is going to pass. We're going to gain 1 cube. And now, yes, we are going to grab our card. And the irony here is we're not going to get 6 ducats for waiting, which we very much needed. And yes, I already got the rebels and everybody out. We lose our leader. She comes in. No more pluses getting sick. Although this plus gets sick right here. Oh, so does that one. See, we had 2 pluses already. Alright, so I did the top part. I already paid the cube, grew the small to large. I gain a stability and ducats equal to the number of deployed light ships. So I go to stability 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 light ships. So I'm going to grab 10 ducats, subtract 1. I'm at 19. That's fantastic. We paid off our debts. We're up to 19. We're doing good. Okay, so that was our turn. And there's 3 more left. Somebody passed and I didn't move them up. Who was it? It was Austria. Nope, I took it back. I don't know how I have 3 more left and only 3 cards. Somebody already tried to pass. Maybe it was Austria. Because now they're passing for good. Yeah, because they lost their cubes. That's right. They lost their cubes. I don't. I need to figure this out, folks. I'm so sorry. Moscow or Denmark? See, Denmark just did diplomacy. Moscow just did their military. None of them passed. I know I tried to pass with them, but then I retconned it. Am I short a card? So we had one. Oh, we gotta roll rebel dice. I gotta do that. This was two. Three. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then my card was 8. Come on, jerk. Alright, so, I counted 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so there's one more, which means I did the Ottomans twice. So, the Ottoman card would not have been played until Austria went. And so Austria would have played this card, but nothing would have changed. They would have been hurting themselves, and they still would have paid the 4. It does mean that this plus would have occurred later. My gosh, we're just going to leave it be. Protestant does spread, and then the rebel is the thing that I forgot to do. I think I figured this part out, but I didn't do the other. Right? Okay, so this is horrible. 3 for the Ottomans. And actually a 4th one, so they're going to lose a cube. Two unrests. So given their situation, one unrest would be here, and the other one's going to be a battle. I feel so bad that I screwed this up so much. 2. Denmark. See? 1, 2, 3. All of these get lost. I mean, Denmark just got hammered. They lost they lost the whole area of Prussia. Well, almost all of it. But those guys stay here. They get one of those, and then no actual dice. Well, one die gets rolled. Okay. Then we go to Venice, who actually is sitting pretty good. France gets destroyed. This gets lost. And then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unrest. Two of them flip back. They lose a cube. 2, 3, 4, Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, France is getting destroyed. One. They're losing all these towns. And they get to flip 2 back, which they'll do those 2. Spain has 1, 2. They lose a cube, gain an unrest, which will actually be there. And actually, Spain has 1 more. Nothing extra for them. Alright. Austria gets 2. And they're going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4 dice. Oh my goodness, they flipped 2 of them back. They've held on to this for so long. And then we got to do us. We have 1 up here. Perfecto. We get to flip it back. That was brutal. Okay, so now we go to Austria's turn. They're going to roll a 4, which means they're going to do an opponent one, so they'll do this one. Look, I know I'm supposed to have an extra card. I screwed up somehow. So I'm just going to... The last 3 players are just going to draw each of these events. So... And I don't need to put money on these anymore. They're all getting 1 cube. Austria gets 1. Where are they at? Doing their event. Like I said, Poland gains... I'm sorry, doing B. Poland loses 2 points and 10 ducats and must exhaust 6 manpower. They may remove 1 unrest. You gain 1 cube. So they gain a cube. Poland loses 2 points. Now 10 ducats means they're just losing a cube. And 6 manpower means that basically they're going back into the box like this. But I think Poland's already passed. I don't know. I'll have to check. You can remove 1 unrest, which means they can flip that, but it's still in rebel hands. Alright. That was Austria's turn. Now we do go to Poland, and yeah, they're not necessarily going to pass if they have a cube. So they're going to try to do a defend. They have all these units, and so they can march into here and at least take the rebels back. There's 4 rebels and a town, which makes it 5. So that's 1 hit on Poland. They still have plenty of army. So that's done. And they gain a cube for winning that battle. Now we go to Moscow, who was able to do that. They still have more than 4 cubes, so they're going to draw a card. Convert, which they can't do. And Papal Curia they also can't do. So they're just going to gain 2 points. Denmark doesn't control these. Well, they control one province there. So they will defend for one. And they do have double. No, they don't. So you have to recruit for two. Two, four, six, eight. And one more. So now they're going to march their armies over and take out 3 rebels. They lose 2. Mamluks, I think, have passed. Yes, Venice has passed. Ottomans have passed. Then we get to France, who's also passed. Castile's passed. Now it's back to us. So we're not at our final turn yet, but we're close. I do need to take out these rebels now. I have money. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a recruit action. And this is 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 for infantry. And then I'm going to get at least 1 cavalry for 5. And since I have exactly 4 ducats left, I will get 2 more infantry. And yes, this is going to be a lot of upkeep for me, but you need to have a strong army if they're going to take out France or whatever. So, unfortunately though, that's it. And then we move to Austria, who does have 2 cubes now, so they will spend 1 to defend. Come on. Well, you get the idea. 1 to defend. They got enough armies. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. They can't recruit anyways, but they will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. But they do wipe them out. And they gain a cube. Alright, then we go to Poland, who does have a cube left because they won their battle. So they will siege. That'll prevent them from losing points at the end of the round. And that's going to get us probably another turn. So Moscow is going to try to pass. So they're going to do one of the events. Come on. Alright, a 6 means their own. So we're just going to do the leftmost. Wars of Religion. This is not good. I probably should have not recruited. They gain a cube. Add a Protestant token. 3 unrest and 3 rebels in any French area. Oh my gosh. France loses 1 stability and place a revolution on Paris. Oh my gosh, France is going down hard. So France has got a revolution. Protestant token, 3 unrest and 3 in any French area, and they lose. Okay, so they lose a stability, which means they get to pick where their unrest goes. Now this is now the lowest tax, which is the dumbest thing in the world to do, but according to the way the rules work, that is where they'll do it, and that means they're going to lose that province. But that is what they would do.
Of course.
Now, who's doing this? Moscow. They get to pick the province where the Protestant token's going to go, and they're going to choose the highest tax area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. So it's any of these 5 province areas, and then they're going to choose Brittany because it begins with a B. So this is where the Protestant token is going to go. And 3 unrest and 3 rebels. So C, M, and N. And then 1, 2, 3. Now here's what hurts. That is our territory underneath. That's our core, but it's also France's core. So France is not going to lose it to us, even if the rebels siege it. If we ever someday took it back, well, obviously it's our core, so rebels wouldn't go back to France, but because we both have the same core. But this isn't necessarily going to be the gift that we were hoping for earlier in this game. But we're not even done. That was just to do this part. Then the Huguenots massacred. France loses another stability and must exhaust 2 manpower, and you gain a cube. So Moscow gains a cube. They have to pick another place. This is 4. That's 5. 2, 3, 4, and this is 4. So they got to pick one of their 4 locations because they don't have anything else that's lower in tax. This is an S, that's an L. This is Aquitaine, so they'll be here. And I think they're going to choose Poitou. Nope. Well, this is higher tax. They wouldn't choose that. They're going to choose that one. Wow, they're just getting rocked. And they passed already, so they can't do anything about this. Okay, so that was Moscow. Then we have Denmark, who is also going to try to pass. And yeah, they're the last event. So they're taking this one, which will give them a cube. Rebel dice gets rolled again. So this is the part I was talking about. I should have, instead of doing that, recruit. So let's see, I would have recruited this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I did a 12 and a 14. Yeah, I did 14 and this is 19. So this is what I had. So instead of doing a recruit action, I needed to be aware that they were going to do rebel dice. Because with the rebels, they're going to take this town. So if I move in, I'd be fighting against 2 rebels. I have no general capability here. And I'd be doing it with just 3 dice. I could make a general, which would cost me a cube. Not sure how excited I am about that. I'm just trying to decide, do I want to pay the military cube for the general? Because I'm going up against just 2 guys, but I'm only going to get to roll 3 dice. This will make it 5 dice. I'll pay for the general. So remember, I didn't do the recruit action yet. And I'm going to roll 5 dice. That is a hit. Hit. So there's enough hits to wipe them out. And they're going to roll their 2. And they hit 1 back. So this guy is now over here. And all this is in the avail. Well, this guy's actually exhausted. So I do win and get a cube back. Then what that does is that prevents the rebels from sieging my town, which is going to happen here. And I would have known if I just paid attention to the cards. So this is Denmark. They're going to gain 1 cube and 1 unrest. And their unrest, which is the part that's unfortunate for them, it's going to be one of these little backwoods towns. That's a T, a V, this is O. So it'll be this one. Actually, it's going to be this one because it's an M. It's only 1 tax now. Alright, so they did that. Then twice, pick an area with towns that's either Catholic, adjacent to a Protestant, or vice versa. Add unrest to 2. Players with towns in target areas lose 1 stability. Wow. Okay, this is going to be tough for them to pick. So, for example, this is Catholic, that's Protestant. So they can, like, pick this area. Like here. But there's so many for them to choose from. Like, which ones are they going to pick? And, like, you're supposed to pick, like, for example, begins with an A, but there's 2 areas. So this side begins with an A, but this side begins with an R. So which one do you do? So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to roll a die to choose an opponent they're going to pick on. They want to pick on whoever has the most points, which at this point in time is Spain, with Poland second and Moscow third. Moscow is exempt because they don't have Protestant. Spain does not either. So they are for sure picking Poland here with the Protestant and this. So they're going to pick an area with towns, add unrest to 2 in this area, and they lose a stability. And then let's see if Poland has tolerance. They do not. So what they're doing is they're basically choosing this and causing 2 unrest here and 2 unrest there. They got to do this twice now. And they also lose a stability, which means Poland has to pick another place, the lowest tax. That would be this one, and put unrest there. So now they got to do it again. And Poland is another target here. So they're going to flip Austria and these 2 as well. And that causes Poland to lose another unrest. Or no, they got chosen just once. Yeah, players with towns in target area. It's just a one-time. Then Austria has to pick one. It'll be there. Wow. What a card. And then they're going to roll rebel dice again, and then Protestant spreads. So let's do the spread part first. We're down here. It's a C, H, R. These are L's. I'm thinking H wins, so we're going to put it. I'm going to put it there for now. And then this one spreads. Well, it's going to for sure go to Aquitaine. That begins with an A. Okay, this is where I was talking about. So I'm going to roll 1 for me. I'm going to go first this time. That is a battle for me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I definitely kill him, but did he hit me? And the answer is yes. I was supposed to roll 3 for him, so I do lose another infantry. But I won the battle. And that was the whole point of this, right? Is to change my turn up so I'd be anticipating this. This here. Well, actually, this doesn't happen. Well, yeah, it does. See, when you roll rebel dice, you don't deal with the rebels, but this is different. This is unrest rebellion. So you roll a rebel die for each one. Oh, that other thing doesn't happen yet. So my apologies. This was not supposed to be lost yet, but it will be, because France already passed. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for France. Another rebellion, a lost cube, and 1 flips back. This one will... No, the one that flips back is highest tax. So it's going to be one of these. And then they get an unrest. The unrest would actually be... Like, this is actually not the lowest tax yet, because they technically would not have lost these. So the unrest would go down here. I'm just like, I need to take a break, I think, because I feel like I'm making a lot of mental mistakes. There's 1, 2 for Spain. They lose a cube. The Ottomans, 1, 2, 3. The Mamluks have been like just sitting back chewing on popcorn this whole time. Venice is more or less doing the same. They've been stable. Denmark, though, has 1. And this would not have been considered... Denmark would not have lost these. When we roll those rebel dice, they would not have lost those. Because that happens at the end of the round. Yep, so that's my mental mistake. So when we did the roll rebel dice and there was all these rebels here, what would have happened is these would have been sieged, and this would not have gained unrest. It would have been like that one. But here's the situation. Denmark is sitting on... Oh, you know what? Nope. Denmark would have had to roll 1, 2, 3 unrest. Yeah, they would have lost one of them and then had to lose a cube. So the cube would have been lost, and then one of these towns, Danzig, would have gone away. Because all the rebels were standing outside of the town. But their towns remain. So now what we're doing is we're rolling to see if these things come out. So the army came, they conquered. So let's back up. There were 3 or 4 rebels here. We rolled rebel dice, which is what I just rolled now. What I did mistakenly is I just had the 3 rebels take the towns, and that doesn't happen. I was supposed to roll rebel dice. That's why you just saw me roll now. So they would have lost one city. Those rebels were still standing here. This guy moved over, destroyed the rebels like he was supposed to. But there's still 2 unrest remaining here and then 1 there. So now we got to roll 3 more for this turn. So 1 flips back and they lose another cube. And one of the ones that flip back is actually going to be this one. That was complicated. I apologize. But basically, the rebels would not have sieged these towns yet. Just like these towns are not sieged yet. Now, the reason I haven't retconned it is because they're going to. France had already passed, so there's nothing they can do. The rebels didn't siege this either. So, nothing France can do. Those are going to be lost. So it's not worth retconning. Okay, Poland is going to roll 5 dice. They lose a cube. And they're going to flip 1 back. Yeah. So would be one of these. Then Austria is going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They lose a cube. Wow, that was complicated. I apologize. Moscow rolls 2. Okay, all that because it was Denmark's turn. Okay, so we're going through. They passed, they passed, they passed, they passed, they passed. It is my turn again, and it looks like I'm going to get 2 more turns. So now I'm going to do the recruit action that I tried to do before. So all these are coming over, and that's coming over. These 2 are exhausted. So nothing to retcon here. And then Austria is going to pass. Then, well, are they? They have 1 cube. No, they are not going to pass. My apologies. They're going to siege. Take one of these towns back. They do not pass. And same with Muscovy. Well, no, they might pass. Nope, they're at war. They're going to spend 3 cubes into a military action. And they are going to recruit. And in they go. So they're going to fight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they take 3 hits. They gain a cube. Denmark is going to try to pass. So they pass. And then pass, 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 pass. It's back to us. We are not at the end. We got another action. So I'm going to do an explore. And so I get to take one of my light ships here, and we're going to go into Africa here and roll an explore die. We rolled a 1, which there's no match. But what that allows us to do is we can place a claim on one of these territories. And that includes the Poland one, or the Portugal one here. I'm going to put the claim on. Yeah, I don't have any allegiance with Portugal anymore, but I'm going to put it on Congo. Now, this will not generate colonists for us. That's a claim for us to declare war on them. But it does, I think, count as a claim for the purposes of our mission. But see, our mission here needs towns, not claims. Okay, so my heavy ship, or my ship came down here. I'm in the Ivory Coast. So now all the twos get unlocked. So if we go through here, I have to find anything with a 2 on it. And then reshuffle the deck. So now the trade nodes have the Africa stuff in it. That's the first thing that happens. The second thing is I am now near 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trade nodes. So I do complete Maritime Empire. I gain a claim on Andalusia or a territory with an opponent adjacent to one of my ships. So I'm going to take a claim and I'm going to put it on Portugal. That's a territory there. I could have done the Spain one, but I didn't feel the need to. And I score 3 points. It wasn't the most exciting thing in the world, but it's nice to get it done. I do unlock 3B, 3F, 3G. Oh, it looks like I got everything unlocked already. So I don't even know which one I would take. Take back. I guess I would do East India Company. Alright, so that's what that explore action did for me. So now we just keep going. Austria is completely out of cubes, so they're going to pass. So that does trigger the final round for everybody. Poland, completely out of cubes. Moscow will siege and take 1 province. Don. And then it gets back to us. We got 1 final action. So I have a lot of cubes. I can go grab another tech, like tertios. I have a lot of cubes here, so I could grab a trade tech. I don't really want one of these, though. I want the one that lets me get a 3rd merchant. I don't have that. So I think what I want to do is maybe explore again. Or, actually, I'm going to do a trade. I need money. Because I think I need to buy more ships. I need more ships so I can send it overseas. If I move this one, I lose my chain of ships that goes to North America. I could theoretically lose this one. But yeah, let's just do one more trade so I can have money to buy light ships. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And yeah, you're going to get a bunch of this junk now, which doesn't do me any good. The North America would have been great, but I already used it, so I don't get anything. I could do North Sea, but I believe they have pirates. So once again, I got shafted, and I only get 2 ducats. That's fine. Here's the issue. These light ships only transport 3 units. So if I want to come down and take Congo here, that's going to be 4 units defending this, and I'm only going to have 3 units I can transport. That's what makes this tough. And I don't even have a ship here. So I need a ship here to complete the link to sea. What I should have done instead of trading was put my ship in so it could get repaired. I forgot about that. That's fine. Right, that brings us to the end of the round. All the peace treaties and stuff go away. Um, NPR invasions was going to happen, but Moscow pulled it off at the last minute. Rebels siege or move, and this is the part where France will lose all those territories, and we just did it ahead of time. And then if the rebels weren't defeated here, they would have defeated this. That's the reason why I put it back. But they do move. So these three would have defeated here. In this case, one was needed to defeat this, but these other ones aren't needed. So they would move. And for example, there's one here. And these begin with L. So would they move equal differences? I don't know. This is the higher letter. And then here, this is A. So two of them would have sieged. And one would have moved. And I think that's it for the rebels on the board. So yeah, this is the part where France is getting hammered. Alright, so then we do peace resolution. So you got the Ottomans have finally taken Constantinople. And there is a +1 manpower, but this will flip over because they're going to remove their claim on this area. So the Ottomans gain 4 points for that. 2 for Constantinople. Two for Constantinople, and then 2 for the claim. So they are still at negative points. 1, 2, 3, 4. But they're moving in the right direction. So that's one thing for them. This manpower thing is hard to represent. But we'll just leave it there for now. Okay, who else was at war? Moscow. They took one and only one territory, but that's all they'll do. This goes back. Now, arguably, they do have a claim there. Otherwise, they would not have declared war. That will stay. This stays. Moscow gains 1 point for that. Who else was at war? I show Denmark at war here, but I think I forgot to take that away from a while ago. I think that was it. Okay, next we keep going to prestige penalties. So this one is where it gets nasty. The Ottomans are going to lose 2 points. Just when they were almost back up to 0. France is going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. That's a big deal for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spain loses 1. And Austria is going to lose 1. Then we're going to gain or remove unrest and roll rebel dice. So one thing I don't do a good job of is, like for example here, France, Austria, and apparently the Mamelukes. I'm insistent that the Mamelukes didn't research that. That was me that researched that. So I put the wrong token. So France, Austria, and Spain should be the only ones that have cubes here. So like France needs a cube.
Oh wait, so this
there.
mod makes
And then Austria should have one. Now what does that mean? That means that they're going to add an unrest for religion reasons, but then they get to remove one.
That's great.
So I don't have any religious issues, but I do get to remove one because of my stability being 2. Now France is going to add one, and then they get to remove one. Now the difference here with the bots is the one they add could be different than the one they remove because it's all tax based. But in this case, whatever they add, they will remove because it's the same. Castile gets to remove one. They will be adding one either because of this or that. So this would be the one that they would add because it's a single tax province, but the one they would remove is this one because it's higher tax. And then Austria is the same. They are Protestant. They would add one, but there's nothing to add there. But they get to remove one, and they'll remove their capital.
Is it just that one?
And then you got Venice, always having a problem down here because this is Orthodox. And then the Ottomans would remove one probably here or here. I think they would choose that one. And Poland always has a bunch. It's always a good time in Poland. It was on the bathroom wall. And Moscow's always going to get this one until they can convert the religion here. And Denmark, I think, is safe for now. It's really funny. These were the areas that were staunch Protestant. And they're right now staunch Catholic. Okay. I'm going to do my income, but let's do this part here. I am still the papal controller somehow, by a miracle. So I am going to score 3 points as long as I'm uncontested, which is the case. So 1, 2, 3 for us. That has been a very lucrative thing for us. We got to remember I always get -1 to upkeep. I get +1 cube. And then this would have been -1 to raise, which means I should actually have 1 cube. Because I raised it up once. Even through this, it's still a -1. Okay, yeah, so let's do my upkeep. 4, 5, 6, -3 is 3.
No, you could keep
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
That's no fun.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
That would be fun.
That's what I calculated, 19. Now, you might be wondering, why did it only go up by 3? Well, remember, I used to have 4 loans, so that now allows me to have 4 troops for the same price, right? So, 19, but then I get 25, according to this, 27, because of that, and then this is 29, 30, 31. So 31 minus 19, so 31 minus 20 is 11, so I get to add one more, it's 12. So we'll get 10, 11, 12. Not a bad deal. I'm down with that. I'll spend 6 of that on my new cards. And then I also get to do awesomeness here. 1, 2, 3 for the monarch, and then 1, 2, 3 for the advisor. Oh, come on. That's all I wanted to do. 4 plus 1 is 5. And then 3 plus 1 is 4. So I'm limited to 1 cube here, so I gotta grab cubes from somewhere else. So 1, 2, I'm going to grab it from here, 3 and 4, and then I'll just put a little tag on to show that I'm on the second spot. That's easy enough. Now, I do have a limit of 10 cubes, so let me look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am at my limit of 10. That's so impressive. Alright, then we gotta reset the bots. So if you need to end the video now and find this part boring, by all means, you won't hurt my feelings. 3, 6, and then they're gonna add 2 more. I do realize I now need to roll a die for their Imperial Authority. They stay where they are. I also realize I'm getting 1 more of these because I'm the Pope controller, the poop controller, and so I will just do it that way. And let's keep going. Their cards are done. Oh, crap. One of these was supposed to go away before I shuffled. I know one of them was a diplomacy, but I don't remember which one. Crap. I think it was this one, so I'm going to go ahead and just discard that for them. Oh, we should be checking 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These guys may have gone down. So you can see there's 10, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They lose 1. These guys should have 11. These guys should have 8 plus 10, 18. Seven. And then their Imperial Authority. Okay, let's keep going. These guys should have shut up 9.
This is just normal. Look, my computer's really good, but it's just normal.
Alright. Then we go over here.
No, it's fine. It's fine as long as I just get past this. It will. It just takes a while. It's just initial load. It just takes a while.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's not. It doesn't. It does this on single player too. It's not just multiplayer. I am not uninstalling a 60 GB game and reinstalling it.
And I'm realizing I didn't do their cards.
You're right, they are on Ultra. I love looking at those dinosaurs, bro. That's fine, I'm almost done.
4, 5, 6, 7. 9 and 4 is 13. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. I think we got all the bots set up. We are in the. We're going to be starting the final round of round 2. This is pretty crazy. Here's the first card. Third and fourth. So remember, for us, we have our Queen Victoria. So we can just grab whatever suits our fancy here.
I'm almost there. Very close.
And that brings us to the end. Thanks for
10
watching.
more
As
seconds.
always, stay awesome.